Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zack Jackson, here on another episode for you guys. Here on Season 8, Episode 20, we are powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. So let's get right into the show I have for you guys today. It's just me here, our guest host, our fellow guys on the podcast are not going to be here today, so just be me. As always, we're going to get you to a great show. And what we got today is going over a division in the NFL for the scheduling that not a lot of people care about. And that's the Texans, that's the Jaguars, that's the Colts, and that's got to be, I think it's the Texans, the Colts, and then who's that? The Jaguars and the Titans. So Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Titans. Those are the teams we're going to be going over and their schedules. If you guys are fans of them, we'll be going over that shortly. But again, guys, if you guys missed us going over the Buffalo Bills division, that was on Tuesday. You check that out. We had a great show of Irv and Justin on just putting out facts, different things about games and stuff like that. We had some different type of comparisons when it came to games and who was going to do well, who weren't going to do that well. So let's get right into it here. We're going to start with the Texans. I'm going to flip my screen so you guys can all see what the hell I'm talking about. And let's get right into it. So this is going to be the Texans' full schedule upcoming this year. And we're going to be going into it and see what are our picks here. So this is it. If you guys are looking right here, we got week 1. The Texans are versing the LA Rams. Now, again, Matthew Stafford is up in the air with this back injury. For me right now, I'm not so sold on Matthew Stafford being ready to go and healthy. So I'm going to take the Texans to get a big-time win, first game of the season on Sunday against the Rams. So they're going to be 1-0 to start the season. Then they play against the Bucs, and I think they're gonna. They play at home for the first game, and I think they're gonna take it. So I think they're gonna start with a 2-0 start. Then moving on, we have the Texans versus Jaguars. I think the Texans are gonna sweep the Jaguars this year, so I got them winning that. Then they verse the Titans as well. I got the Texans winning this game. So they started off the year pretty good. They're 4-0. They verse Baltimore the next week, and I think this is where they go boom. And I don't think they win this game. I think the Ravens come in. It's at Baltimore, week 5, right before the bye. I think they go in with a 4-1 record going into their bye week. Then after the bye, week 7, the Texans take on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle on Monday Night Football. Coming off the bye, I think they get the job done. I think they beat the Seahawks to become 5-2 on the season. Then they verse San Fran in Houston. It's going to be a tough, gritty game. Again, depending on San Francisco's health. But I'm actually going to take them to beat the Texans. They're going to be 5-3. Then Denver against Houston. This is going to be a pretty interesting matchup here. But I'm actually going to roll with Denver on this one. I'm actually going to take Denver to get the win in Houston. I like the way Denver's coming into play this year. If you guys are new to the live, don't forget to drop a follow as well as a like and a share. That would be greatly appreciated. Then they have the Texans versus the Jaguars. Like I said, I think Jaguars are going to be abysmal again this year. I'm going to take the Texans. So they're 6-4. Well, they're 6-3 going against Tennessee. I think they also sweep Tennessee. So I got the Texans beating Tennessee. So they're 7-3 going into Buffalo. Going against Buffalo in Houston. And this is where I think they get the loss. So I took Buffalo to beat Houston. Then Houston plays against the Colts. This is where I think the Colts are going to get one. Like I said, I think the Colts win in Indy. So I'm going to have the Colts winning this game. Again, it's a division game. I think the Colts and the Houston Texans are definitely the best teams in this division. Then you have the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City is not as good, but this is in Arrowhead at the end of the season. I still don't think the Chiefs don't make the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Chiefs to win a gritty game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game as well as a very good, just in general game. It's not going to be like 40 points, but it's going to be like a 20 to 20-something game. That's where I think it's going to be in the ballpark. So I'm going to take Kansas City with the win. So right now the Texans are 7-6. Not so good. But if you look at the favorable matchups next, they have a pretty good chance. Texans versus the Cardinals, I'm taking the Texans. Texans versus the Raiders. Good game, but I'm going to take the Texans. Texans versus Chargers. Now, this could be kind of the make or break right here. But I'm going to rock and stick with the Texans to get the job done. I like CJ Stroud, and I think they can go into LA and get the job done. So I'm going to take the Texans, and then I think the Texans win in their house to close out the season, because they're going to be playing for an AFC playoff spot. So I'm going to take the Texans. So I think the Texans have a really good season, a bounce back year from last year. I think they go 11-6, 5-1 in the division. So that's my Texans. I think they're 11-6, 5-1 in the division, 7-5 in the conference, 6-3 at home, 5-3 away, 3-6 versus winning, 8-0 versus losing, 1-4 against playoff teams. They're not bad. I think they're going to have a good season this year. They do play some really good competition. They play the Rams. They play the Bucks. They play the Ravens. They play the 49ers, the Broncos, I'll say the Broncos, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers. They play really good teams. So I'm definitely going to say that I would love for the Texans to be at this spot. Thank you. Appreciate for the likes, Grady. If again, like I said, guys, if you're new here to the live, don't forget to drop a follow as well as a like and a share. Trying to get to 2,000 followers. Grady, just send me the invite. I'll join the league. I'm definitely down to join a fantasy football league. That will be our next thing. After we do all the divisions before the season starts, we'll definitely be going over. The fantasy football stuff. Does that link work? Grady, what link? Again, like I said, I can't really see if you sent me something. After the live, I'll check a look if you have. Just DM me and send me the link. So now we're going to be moving on to the Indianapolis Colts. They are right now at 1-2 because I've done the pre-picks. I think Miami takes them in week 1. Then they verse Denver in week 2. A very good game, but I'm going to take Denver to win this game. Colts versus Titans. I don't think the Titans are going to beat any of the teams in this division other than the Jaguars. So I'm going to take the Colts. LA versus the Colts. A good game, but I'm going to take the Rams. Colts versus the Raiders. Again, depending on how Anthony Richardson plays, will depend if they get the job done here. But I'm actually going to take the Raiders. Geno Smith, Pete Carroll. You got Brock Bowers. You got Genty. You got a lot of boys on this team. I'm going to take the Raiders with the win. So right now they're 2-5. Cardinals versus Colts. Taking the Colts. Colts versus Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers. Justin Herbert is going to play absolutely fantastic in this game. He does really do well against the Colts most of the time. Tennessee versus the Colts. Again, like I said, I'm taking the Colts. Colts versus Steelers. They're 4-6 right now. I think the Steelers get a win in Pittsburgh. Colts versus Falcons. Again, could be a little bit of a toss-up. So I'm going to actually rock. This is in Germany. I'm going to take the Colts with the win. Colts versus Chiefs. Chiefs all day. Colts versus Texans. We have Colts winning in Indy. Colts versus Seahawks. I don't know, man. Right now they're 5-8. I like the Colts to beat the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm going to take them to win. Jaguars, I'm going to take the Colts to beat the Jaguars. San Francisco, taking San Fran. Jaguars again. Again, this could be a little bit of an upset right here, but I'm actually going to take the Colts, though. I think the Colts and the Texans sweep the Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. That is just my thoughts on that. And right now, again, quick little segment here. I think the Colts go 8-9. They have a rough start to the season, up and down, kind of get their stride to the end of the year. Again, still up and down. 5-1 in their division, which is not bad. But in the conference, they're 5-7. They're only 5-4 at home, 3-5 away. They're 1-7 against winning teams, 7-2 against losing, 1-5 against playoff. So I'm definitely going to take the Colts. They got 8-9, conference rank 10. So they're out of the playoffs. Now you have the Jacksonville Jaguars. NFL Perry, appreciate the likes. Again, if you guys are new to the live, don't forget to drop that follow as well as a like and share, trying to get to 2,000 followers. Let's get it. Now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, I don't expect a lot from Jacksonville. They are right now, with all the things that I've done, all the teams that we've done, they're 0-5. I think the Jaguars are able to beat the Panthers. I think Trevor Lawrence a little bit better. I'm going to take the Jaguars here. Bengals take Jaguars. San Francisco, Kansas City. It's going to be quick, guys. Seattle, LA. So right now, they are 1-10. In the first 7 weeks, they've won one game. I think that's just kind of obvious. After the bye, I'm going to take Jacksonville to make a big upset against the Raiders. You might be thinking I'm tripping here, but I'm actually going to take them. Again, I'm going to just take an upset there. Chargers all day. Cardinals, I could see the Cardinals lose this game, but I think Carl Murray got this. Tennessee, I'm going to have Tennessee split. I think Tennessee wins in Tennessee. I'm going to, obviously, we took the Colts. We took the Jets. Denver wins. Colts win. And I think Jaguars win at home. So right now, if we look at the schedule here, they're 3-14. Not that good. I don't think the Jaguars are that good this year at all. I think they have some close games, but they just don't get the job done. Again, this is a toss-up. You could say the Jaguars could beat Tennessee and sweep them. You could also say Jaguars could beat Arizona. So that instead of being 3-14, they're 5. They have 5 wins on the season. But again, I don't know. Delusional sweeping Tennessee. Again, I don't have them. I don't have them sweeping Tennessee. I said they could potentially sweep Tennessee, depending on how Tennessee plays. But I don't think Tennessee's going to be terrible, as bad as Jacksonville. So I do have Jacksonville and Tennessee splitting 1-1. I think Tennessee wins at home, and I think Jacksonville wins at home to close out the season. So now we have the records are Houston at 11-6, Colts at 8-9, Jacksonville 3-14. Tennessee right now is sitting at 1-6 throughout the whole schedule. Their schedule is a little bit weird. They start out against Denver, at Denver in the Maha Stadium. I'm taking Denver all day. LA beats the Titans. Colts beat the Titans. Houston beats. I think I'll take the Titans to take down Arizona. I got the Raiders. I got the Chargers. Then we have the Browns. I'm taking the Browns all day. Well, we got the Seahawks here. Taking the Seahawks. Taking the Browns to beat Tennessee in this one. San Francisco, yes. Kansas City, most definitely. I think Tennessee's able to beat the Saints. And I think Tennessee has got a tough schedule. If you look at it, they play Denver, who's going to be a playoff team. They play the Rams, who went to the NFC Championship game, or the divisional round last year. They play the Texans, who are another AFC powerhouse. They play the Raiders, who are up and coming. They play the Chargers, who are another AFC powerhouse. They play the Texans again. They play the Seahawks, who potentially could be something. San Francisco, NFC powerhouse. Kansas City. Kansas City as well. So they play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 winning teams, which is absolutely crazy. So I actually do think that the Tennessee Titans have a little bit of a worse record than you think. I have the Texans at 11-6 to win the division. Colts at 8-9. I have the Jaguars at 3-14 and the Tennessee Titans at 2-14. I realistically don't think Cam Ward's going to have a good season. Some of these games are going to be close games, but I don't think that they're going to be able to get the job done when it matters the most. And that's, to me, is the reason why I have them so low. So just to recap my picks from some of the divisions, if we stay in the AFC, these are the divisions we have finished. We have finished the AFC East. We had the Bills at 14-3, Miami at 9-8, Jets at 6-11, Patriots at 6-11. In the AFC South, we have the Texans at 11-6, the Colts at 8-9, the Jaguars at 3-14, and the Tennessee Titans at 2-14. If we go over here to the NFC side, we only have gotten one division here on the NFC side, which is the NFC East. You have the Eagles at 12-5. You have the Washington Commanders at 11-6, the Cowboys at 11-6, and the Giants at 3-14. The divisions that we still have to go are the NFC North. the NFC West, and the NFC South. On the AFC side of the things, we have just the AFC West and the AFC North we have to do. Again, guys, those are going to be coming in the coming days. We'll probably be doing one on Recap Monday. We'll probably do 2 divisions on Recap Monday, just to go over, probably to finish up the AFC side. And then we'll move to the NFC because we have 3. And then we'll probably do all 3 in that one episode. But other than that, one other thing I wanted to get to is, before we get off here, is to talk about the Browns. So the Browns, to me, are a little bit of a different situation, right? Now we all know I'm going to be going over this on TikTok. So if you guys have not visited the TikTok page, please do give a like, give a follow, and share the videos as you can. But we'll be going over the Shedeur Sanders injury and how that's coming about. But in general, guys, I really do think that the Browns are going to have to play Shedeur Sanders this year, with the injuries to Deshaun Watson with that Achilles from last year, then reiterating again in rehab. I think that you're going to have him going to be out for the entire year. Then you have Dylan Gabriel, who's been dealing with hamstring issues. You know what that could lead to. Same thing with then you have Kenny Pickett as well, dealing with that same injury. Then you have Joe Flacco, who's the oldest guy right now in the NFL when it comes to quarterback-wise, and he's probably going to start for you. But then you have Shedeur Sanders, who has an oblique injury, which he kind of needs to be able to throw the ball and be a quarterback. But at the same time, you're not crazy about it because he's going to be able to come back from it, and you're probably going to have to start. You're probably going to have to start him very soon in the season. I'm just to give a quick little look at the Browns schedule, just to give a whirlwind. I mean, they start off the season against the Bengals, the Ravens, the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Dolphins. Playoff team, playoff team, playoff team, playoff team, playoff team, just missed the playoffs. So if you're looking at it, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential playoff teams with Miami in there, but 6 that actually made the playoffs, 5 that made the playoffs, 1 that just barely missed it. Then they go into bye, they play the Jets. So they have a favorable schedule after. They have the Jets, then they have the Ravens again, they have the San Francisco 49ers, the Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, Bears. Still another big-ass bunch of good teams. Bengals again, Steelers again, Bills, Bears. So you got Bengals, Steelers, Bills, Bears, San Fran, Raiders, Ravens, and if you want to put the Jets in there, but Ravens. So you have 7 in the back half after your bye, and you have 7 in the first half. You're playing against 14 potentially winning teams this year. That is crazy. I think that he comes into play after the London game. And I think he plays in that Steelers game in week 6. I think Joe Flacco is out the door after week 5. I just don't think they have enough to get through. But again, that's stuff for another day. We'll be going over that soon. But again, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. That is pretty much it. A very short show for you guys today. Just going over the AFC South with the Texans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. And what do I think is going to happen with Shedeur Sanders? I really think that he should play. I think that the Browns got to give him a chance because I think he really has potential to be a really good quarterback in this league. But you got to give him a chance. And I think Joe Flacco has a gauntlet of first 6 games to play against these winning teams and these playoff teams from last year, potentially as well as this year. So I definitely think he's going to be out the door very soon, and Shedeur's going to be plugged in for the rest of the year, if not, depending on how well he does. But I think he's going to do well. Obviously, preseason's different than the NFL season, but again, we showed a lot of good signs of quarterback play when he did play in that first preseason game. He's not expected to play this coming preseason game against the Eagles because of that oblique injury, but he'll probably play the last preseason game for the Browns. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys all for Recap Monday, which will be Season 8, Episode number 21 here on the Fire Sports Pod. Again, guys, we are closing the door for Season 8, Episode 20, powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to drop a follow as well as a like and a share on TikTok, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, you can check us out on Instagram and Apple Podcasts and Spotify at The Fire Sports Pod. Catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.